All right, on one. Let's see. All right, welcome back, guys, to episode 4 of the Magic Hour Talk Show. We got, of course, the great and only Eve Taylor in the studio. How you been doing?
I've been doing pretty well.
That's good to hear. And I got all this stuff open to me.
There's so much madness happening here. What's going on?
Okay. I don't know if you're clued into this, but I really want to talk about Meghan Markle.
Oh my God, really?
It's not exclusively about movies or anything. It's just something that we can just talk about.
Okay.
I'm not even sure you're aware that she's...
I actually am aware of it, only because I like to follow the Queen because I think she's hilarious.
Okay. Well, see, I got clued. I didn't care about the royal family till I started watching The Crown, which is in the 3rd season this year.
Okay.
And then I didn't understand really what the royal family was about. I didn't understand they were head of state. I watched this interview with J.K. Rowling, and she was on Jon Stewart, and she was like explaining what they do. The president runs the country. The royal family is pretty much the head of state. They're pretty much what our State Department does.
They make a lot of decisions.
Except over here, head of Secretary of State is kind of like a political appointment, so it becomes political. Like, you know what they try to do to Hillary Clinton when she was. That doesn't happen in Britain because the royal family don't get involved in all that. So I actually think their situation is a little bit better than ours as far as that's concerned.
Oh, their people are a lot more happier over there with their stuff.
Some people don't care, but some people don't care about the monarchy. But it became very interesting when she joined the family. I'm talking about Meghan Markle because first of all, she's black. You know, and I don't know how racist British people are.
I mean, it has been a whole thing since his name's Henry, right? Is the one that married her, right? Harry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Prince Harry.
So when Harry started seeing her, I do remember that was a whole thing. And like I said, the only reason that I even knew about this is because I am very entertained with the Queen. I think she's hilarious. And if you read any of her stuff, like, she is very stubborn. So I found her very, very entertaining. And the whole reason all my stuff showed up was like, he's dating Meghan. Oh my gosh, it's probably not gonna last. And then they got engaged, and then it was this whole thing. And then if you remember, when they got married, that was a whole nother ordeal, and people were losing their minds. And it was great, because they were like, what?
How much of it do you think is jealousy on part of like British women? Because they all think, oh, maybe I could get in with the prince and be a princess. And how much has it just to do with women wanting, dreaming about being princesses one day?
I mean, yes, every woman can definitely say at one point they wanted to be a princess. They wanted to be married into that. But honestly, people had a whole thing against her because she was American.
Well, see, that's happened before, though. You remember King Edward abdicated for Wallis Simpson. She was American, too. So, well, I guess they didn't like her.
But at the same time, they weren't in line for the throne. At least that throne.
He was king.
Was he? Okay.
No, he was king.
Okay, then I'm getting mixed up with somebody else.
He had to abdicate.
Yeah.
Because, well, their main objection to her was that she was divorced twice. You know, back then, you couldn't marry a royal if you were divorced. That just didn't happen.
Yeah, that's their whole thing. But at the same time, if you remember, that's how Protestants came to be. But
of course. Yeah, exactly.
If you think about it, it was all because the king wanted
a man. See, that's different. The king can get divorced.
Yes, the king can get divorced.
A woman,
marry anybody he wants, but the woman, no, she can only ever be married once, and then after that, she's not pure anymore.
That's right.
And
exactly.
no, it's really, I think that's really dumb. But like, one of the things I do remember seeing was the reason they had a whole thing against her was the fact that she was American. And not only that, she was once divorced, or twice. Was it twice divorced or once divorced?
Once.
I'm pretty sure it was once. That's why I was questioning that just a little bit. But then it was the fact that when it comes to our government and her being taxed and everything, supposedly that means that they need to have the revenue of the royals and know their income. I saw a whole thing on it, and I wish I would have paid more attention, but I was like, oh, that's just dumb.
Well, that's one of the things they're saying they're going to give up, because there's part of British people's taxes go toward the royalty. They're saying they're willing to give up. I forget, there's two different funds, and there was an article to explain it. That's not really what I want to really discuss.
It was supposed to be like one of their it's like their chore money. Like you got an allowance. It's like an allowance.
Yeah. But they're willing to give out, because see, she came into their marriage. She was already worth $5 million.
Mm-hmm. You saw that she already got a voiceover for Disney.
Yeah,
she's already making plans for a deal to do a voiceover for Disney. So she's already going to be making bank.
And I don't think you can do that as a role.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have a job outside of being royal.
So that's another reason
that was like their number one.
Because they're moving back to Canada, to Vancouver. You know, Vancouver had a lot of film production.
Oh yeah, all the time. That's where a lot
Arrow was shot there.
Everything.
All those
everything
CW
is
shows.
Shot there.
Yeah.
Everything is shot there. Supernatural that I love to watch is shot there.
Well, let me get to the point I'm trying to make.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I went into this thing and hearing about all this racism. All these people just don't like her because she's racist. And okay, when I was younger, I used to think that everything was about racism. But as I got older, I've learned you got to judge every situation on its own merits. And I was like, let me go into this and see if there's really any racism to be said here. And I found this article, and it's hilarious, on, what's you call this? BuzzFeed. Mm-hmm. Somebody compiled the tabloid articles of Princess Kate and Princess Meghan, and they compared them. This one, okay, now look at this one. This is about their baby bump. Princess Kate, here's the headline. Not too long ago, pregnant Kate tenderly cradles her baby bump while wrapping up her royal duties ahead of maternity leave. And William confirms she's due any minute now. Now look at Meghan Markle's. Same type of article, same newspaper, the Daily Mail. Why can't Meghan Markle keep her hands off her bump? Experts tackle the question that has got the nation talking. Is it pride, vanity, acting, or a new age bonding technique? Right?
Okay, first off.
Okay, it gets worse.
First off, just about this. I've a few of my friends have had kids, and when you're pregnant, so it's a whole thing. You just hold yourself to make sure you're still there. From what I have heard, I haven't had kids, so I don't know. So don't quote me on that. But like I see, they carry themselves, and that's just how it is. Because guess what? The bump's in the way of where you normally would put your hands. Right. So first off, I think this shouldn't be allowed. This shouldn't be allowed.
I saw that, I was like, okay, they might have something here.
This is dumb.
Let me look at this one. This is about an avocado. Kate's morning sickness cure. Princess William gifted with an avocado for pregnant Duchess. This is Meghan Markle's headline. Meghan Markle's beloved avocado linked to human rights abuse and drought and millennium shame.
Who the hell writes these?
It's the same, and look, it's the same freaking news outlet.
It's the same news outlet, but first of all, who's writing this? Because this person sounds like they're from England. This person sounds like they're from America, and is trying to link it with everything. It really does.
Her avocado, she's responsible for the avocado she uses. So
she was probably eating that before she even went over there. Just saying.
But you see what I'm saying?
It's the same thing as it's like mind your own business.
Look at this one. Okay. Kate and Williams Incorporated, Duke and Duchess secretly set up companies to protect their brand, just like the Beckhams. Oh, so positive. Meghan's title. A right roll cash in, how Princess Harry and Meghan Markle trademarked over 100 items from hoodies to socks 6 months before split with monarchy, with new empire worth up to 400 million pounds.
First off, I do have a question, and this has never been answered, and I don't know if I'm not looking in the right place. But like, why is it they've kept their last name and haven't taken the prince? Does the prince actually have like a last name?
They're the Windsors.
So does she take his name, or does she keep her name and she just has the title of Dutch or Duchess of whatnot? Like, I don't get how that works.
I'm assuming it's, a lot of actresses and stuff, famous women, when they get married,
they keep
their name for like just publicity purposes. They change it in private. So I don't really know.
That was one thing I always wondered when I would see these articles. It was like, why? Like, it keeps saying Meghan Markle. It's like, wouldn't she be the Duchess of such not, or their last name? Like, I don't know.
They don't change it with the time. But you'll hear people say, like I watch Downton Abbey, and on that show, the name of the family is actually the Crawleys, but everybody refers to the Earl as Lord Grantham because that's his title.
Yeah, no, and I knew that if they had a title, that was what they were called.
Yeah.
It was just...
But no, it's not... It don't have anything to do with their real name. I don't know whether she took his name, though. Let me just end it with this one. There's a lot of them here.
Oh, Lord.
Here's a Princess Kate's headline. Why you always say it with flowers. They're just talking about the flowers at her wedding. And Meghan's headline, Royal Wedding, how Meghan Markle's flowers may have put Princess Charlotte's life at risk.
How? What?
It's something about lilacs or something, or like poisonous. One of the flowers they used for Princess Charlotte. She probably had nothing to do with the flower arrangement, by the way. Of
Probably. I think the only thing she really got to choose was her dress.
Right. So why they're blaming it on Meghan? I just thought this was just fascinating. I'm like, is this just... The tabloids know a certain segment of their population or readership is racist, and they're just cashing in. Or is this just real hatred for this woman?
I think it's just real hatred for this woman at this point, because that doesn't sound racist at all. It sounds like they just hate her. That's what it sounds like.
Oh my God! I just thought this was hilarious. I had to share it with somebody. I mean, you should look at this. It's on BuzzFeed News. Anybody watching this, take a look at this. It's hilarious. There's a bunch of. I mean, it goes on and on and on, but it's hilarious. And then you go down to the comments, and there's some people down here supporting Meghan, and there's some people obviously don't like her.
Well, I know.
Well, a lot of the people that are attacking her, they say the same thing. Oh, she's just cashing in. Well,
technically, they're gonna make more money if they don't stay with the royal family.
She came into the marriage for $5 million. I don't think she's cashing in.
No, she's not cashing in. She's gonna make more money after they leave.
Yeah.
But I mean.
So I just thought that was interesting. I mean, I just thought it was hilarious. Something I had to share with you. Tell me something. Does it just boil down to the fact that women don't support each other? I keep hearing that. I don't know whether that's a misogynist thing to say, or is there an actual thing to it? I mean, is there actual reality?
I don't know if I'm allowed to break girl code here.
Okay, we'll move on.
Well, I'll say this. It's like, I think women have respect for any woman who's been at the bottom and made their way up to the top, which is why a lot of people love Oprah. Yeah. I don't know too many people who hate Oprah.
Right.
But I think when it comes down to, it's like, I had an opportunity to do that and I didn't, and yet you succeeded.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's more on those lines, but I don't know. I'm not like that. like, yeah, if I see something, I'm going to point it out, but I'm not going to carry that with me forever and hold it against that person forever. So I wouldn't even say I'm a girl half the time when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I'm like, that's just being petty. People just being petty.
Right.
That's just nonsense. You need to keep to your own business. Keep on going.
Okay, fair enough. So, Birds of Prey, the trailer for Birds of Prey came out. I got a lot of problems with this, and let me play it first before we get into it.
Because I haven't seen the newest one. Is this the newest one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually, once again, I was trying not to watch it, but then it played. I went to see 1917 and it played. So, anyway, let me start.
Can I help you?
Why, yes, you can. I'm here to report a terrible crime.
Now, what terrible crime is that?
This one. Ah, shit. I told this all wrong. Quick history lesson. This all started when the Joker and I broke up. It was completely mutual. And soon enough, I was back on my feet, ready to embrace the fierce goddess within. It's oh so quiet. Now that I've cut ties with Mr. J, I'm about to learn that a lot of people want me dead. All alone. And at the top of that list is this guy. I'm so peaceful. But it turns out that wasn't the only day in Gotham looking for emancipation. Robbed him. You betrayed him. You killed his BFF.
What?
You are so cool. You're dumb enough to be building a case against him. So, unless we all want to die very unpleasant death, we're gonna have to work together.
Sure.
Psychologically speaking, vengeance rarely brings the catharsis we hope for. Yeah. Are we ready? You
Turn it up!
I named him Bruce after that hunky Wayne guy.
Okay, what did you have problems with? Tell me.
Okay, this is the diversity thing. Now, usually, there's a lot of people who complain when they change the race of a character. Like in Suicide Squad, they made Deadshot Will Smith. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody had a problem with that, actually.
A lot of people had a problem with it.
Okay. So, I usually don't have a problem. They're fictional characters, for God's sake. Who cares?
They can be any race that you want them to be.
But
it don't matter.
This kind of pissed me off.
What pissed you off?
Because the character that they decided to make black just happens to be named Black Canary.
Well, did you
and
watch...
that is stupid. Look. They gave her blonde hair, for God's sake. Okay, they made her black, but they gave her like the blonde hair. This is not even a costume. What is she wearing?
If I remember correctly, Black Canary didn't have a costume for quite some time.
Well, maybe I'm basing on. See, I watched Arrow, and on
I've watched
Arrow, she looked like that.
Well, that's the second one.
So, and that is hot. So we went from. I'm sorry.
Typical male. It's hot. Even though her boobs are clearly showing right there.
We went from that to this.
Okay.
And they made her black because her name is Black Canary.
They did not make
crap.
They did not make her black to be Black Canary. They did not. There was no way. They're trying to add more black people to it. They're trying to add more into
How
it
about
now.
Huntress? They could have made the black girl Huntress, which I
They
also
could have done a lot of things.
Look, I also look at this. I have a problem with the way she look. Look at this costume.
I do hate the costume.
It's ugly.
It
Now
is
we
ugly.
went from this. I mean, we went from.
I do hate the costume.
And again, I'm basing everything on when I used to watch Arrow. This is what she looked like on Arrow. Okay, it's not that much better, but it is better. It's kind of pitiful.
I mean, I'm thinking of the cartoon where she had the big old mask that pointed up and
we don't want
and the long cloak
But see,
and everything.
This is nice and understated, but this is just. This is like something.
I'm not gonna lie, I really do hate her outfit. Like I hate that outfit.
Yeah, this is
That-
like something somebody just threw together.
You know what? I think because maybe people are talking about it, probably like during the movie, her costume probably changes at the end. If you notice, when somebody has a problem with any of their outfits or costumes, by the end of the movie, they're in something else. If you think about it.
And here's another thing. I don't like Harley Quinn's costume either. And I don't have that picture.
I want to say which costume. She's wearing multiple things.
Can I help you?
Why, yes, yes, you can. I'm here to report a terrible crime.
Feedback.
And what?
Feedback.
What in the world's going on?
I don't know. I don't think it all got caught up.
Okay, let me see. I'm trying to just.
I was gonna say, just turn the volume off.
This freaking costume right here, okay?
That fits for Suicide Squad.
No, it doesn't. The Suicide Squad was
from-
so much. Look, this is what she looked like in Suicide Squad. I actually have a picture of that.
Okay. And
I
what?
like this a whole lot more. Maybe it's the man in me because it's sexy as hell.
Yeah, and mind you, she was dressed like that to please Joker, who she said at the beginning of the trailer, we broke up.
I just. You think it has anything? Okay, if you look at this, this is being directed by a woman, Kathy Yan. I don't think she's ever even directed a movie before. I looked at her filmography. She's got 5 credits. Okay, she did Dead Pigs, whatever that is.
What is that?
I've never heard of it. But she did a bunch of shorts. Shorts don't really count, though. I've done shorts, for God's sake. But does it have anything to do with it's just being directed by a woman and she's not objectifying the females properly? Because all these outfits just look... Now, the movie itself looks good.
Okay. I was going to say, like, I wanted to know what your problem was. And so your problem is their costumes.
My problem is the costume. I mean...
I think that's probably exactly what it is she's not objectifying the woman and putting her on a pedestal. She's making them everyday women. And you're not happy with it.
Okay, well, we can move on. But I just...
Because I mean, other than the fact that, anytime I've seen her, she's been in a different outfit. So far, I had no problems with Harley Quinn's outfit. The Huntress, I hate her outfit. I will say that. It doesn't look right. And she looks way too tomboyish, maybe is the word I'm looking for. She looks way too rough from what I remember Huntress being. Or is that just me?
No, I think you're right. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't...
Like,
and
I thought...
the actress playing her, what's her name? Rachel something Bloom.
What was she in? She looks familiar, but I can't think of...
She's been in a bunch of stuff. Like she was in one of those Die Hard movies. Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. She's actually a hot woman, so there's no reason why they shouldn't be like...
Oh, okay. I remember her now. Yes.
She was
okay.
in Live Free or Die Hard.
She was in Cloverfield Lane, so I remember her. But I don't know. I think we're gonna have to just watch it.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I think you're right that you don't like the fact that they're not in hot outfits the whole entire movie, and that's bothering you because you're a man.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't bother me one bit.
Huh?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I keep it closed.
Well, here's the New Mutants trailer. Let's take a look at this.
Okay, I haven't seen this one.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I want you to respond truthfully. Have you ever hurt someone?
Yes.
Have you ever experienced anything you'd consider abnormal?
Yes.
Last question. Do you know what mutants are? Did you know baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than adult ones? They haven't learned how to control how much venom they secrete. All of you are dangerous. That's why you're here.
What is this place?
This isn't a hospital. It's a haunted house.
You've been through a lot. Get some rest.
I do know it was supposed to be a horror movie. That's all, but I knew.
Yeah, which is kind
Which is kind of what?
I felt like when Disney bought Fox, and eventually they're going to have to start doing more X-Men movies. But we've had, 12 X-Men movies?
Probably.
Something like that. I felt like they need to go in a new direction. The best way they could have done that was do the New Mutants, because we don't know these characters as much as the old mutants. And they got all these unique powers, like magic and her teleporting stuff. She's kind of like Doctor Strange, though. Does she? Yeah, she has a sword too, doesn't she?
I actually don't know.
Well, I just don't think. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a good movie. First of all, it was delayed for like 3 years or something. So
Probably Disney had the rights to the mutants, but they wanted to use it with the X-Men. So that's probably why it was delayed so long, because they were still waiting for the rights for Fox. It's usually what I've seen why they push stuff back, is they're waiting for the rights and they're waiting for the money. So,
well, I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about this one. Macy Williams still look like a little kid when they filmed this.
how old is she?
She's like freaking.
She's like in her 20s, isn't she?
Yeah, she's really.
She can pull off a kid.
Yeah, but
I can only pull off maybe 18.
This was like 3 years ago, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this. I don't know if this is gonna introduce these characters like they should be introduced, and making a horror movie format kind of is weird.
I mean, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, this may actually give us a better introduction for their powers if they're in a really bad situation. Because you gotta think, when the first X-Men movie came out, how many people's powers did we really get to see full throttle? We only saw more toward the very end of the movie. And a lot of people were upset the fact that they didn't see more of them displaying their powers. And if I remember correctly, the second one kind of evened out. People still didn't like that one. The third one was crap. It's crap. I mean, yeah, there was some good fight scenes, about it. So this one might actually set it up so that they're in a really bad predicament and they're going to start off by showing off their powers or learning how to deal with them. And maybe this will give us a better introduction for these characters.
Well, you tagged me about this movie. I haven't seen this trailer yet. This is the first time I'm going to see it.
I am actually really excited about this one.
It's called Morbius.
Morbius.
I know a little bit about the character, I think.
I know about
Vaguely.
Morbius. I know.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child. You have a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to the disease, you'll find it. I should have died years ago. Why am I still here if not to fix this? I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time. This could be my last chance.
You're up to something. What is it?
It's not exactly legal.
I want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
At what cost? What's happening?
I went from dying to feeling more alive than ever. Increased strength and speed. The ability to use echolocation. And the overpowering urge to consume blood. How far are we allowed to go? To fix something that's broken. Until the remedy is worse than the disease.
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
Okay, so this is the start of the Sinister Six, then.
I'm pretty sure.
Were they in prison though?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Well, he probably broke in if he didn't already break in.
The studio brought you. I like how they said the studio brought you Spider-Man and Venom. So they've already done Venom.
Now they said, I looked over it briefly, like, oh, it's gonna be the next superhero film. Like, no, he's a villain. He started off with good intentions, but eventually he does turn into a villain. But from what I remember about him, and I could be totally wrong, but this is just what I remember. He does have a disease. He has a blood disease, and he's trying to cure it. And he's been experimenting with different animals and blood and everything else. And he'd gotten his hands on, like, a vampire. And if I remember correctly, somebody tried to break into his lab and Spider-Man was coming in to stop them, and somehow Spider-Man's DNA wound up mixing with the vampire DNA, and then he ended up getting it. And this is just from what I remember. I could be totally wrong, but this is just what I remember. And that's how he became... He's pretty much a vampire.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, he does drink blood, but he takes more than just blood. So this is interesting because this is giving him a whole backstory, which I really feel they need to do that with a lot of their villains nowadays. Especially if you know nothing about them. Like, I bet you half the people don't know anything about Morbius at all, and they're like, who the heck is this? What is it?
I mean, I remember him vaguely.
Yeah. Well, I remember him in the original Spider-Man animated in the 90s. He was in that a lot, along with the Hunter. I can't never remember his name. He was in that too.
We were talking about that before.
Yeah, and I made to look up his
I
name.
still don't know what
hang on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna do it. Hunter Spider-Man.
Something the Hunter. Carl?
Yeah.
Is it something with a K?
Carvin. Is it Carvin? Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, that's what it is. Knew it was a K.
Yeah, and he was one of those, along with Morbius, that I remember.
That'd be great if they made a movie with Craven the Hunter.
I mean, I want to see the Sinister Six, really. I want to see it. That would be really great for them to do.
What six are it? Is Venom, Morbius, Craven the Hunter.
Let me make sure.
The dude Michael Keaton Pele. What was his name?
The Vulture.
Vulture. Arcade, possibly. Was Arcade a Spider-Man villain?
I don't think so. He doesn't sound familiar.
Arcade. Let me look him up. I'm in the wiki right here.
Wiki.
I'm in the fandom wiki. They don't have an entry for Arcade, really?
Let's see here. It looks like the Sinister Six. Make sure I have the right thing pulled up. Is Dr. Octavius, Electro, Craven the Hunter, Mysterio, Sandman, and Vulture. And if I remember correctly, the Rhino dude and
Arcade was this guy. He was like an assassin, but he would kill people with like.
He does not look familiar at all to me, and I know a lot about. Oh, but maybe I just didn't read any of the ones that he was part of.
He was a Spider-Man villain.
I see that. I don't remember him.
He's an evil genius and hitman who carries out his assassinations via various elaborate traps, often referred to as murderer. It's pretty much Arcade games. I think he was in Daredevil too.
Daredevil would make more sense to me.
I think.
I see Taskmaster, Black Ants, Rhino, King Cobra, Tarantula. See, those I know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know him.
Oh, the Savage Six. King Cobra, Rhino, Scorpion, Stegron,
Yeah, see, I know.
Tarantula, Vulture.
See, I'm trying to figure out how.
Sinister. Let's look up Sinister.
No, see, I just did. And the Sinister Six is Dr. Octavius and
Oh, okay. That's right.
Electro, Sandman, Mysterio, Craven the Hunter, and Vulture. And see, I remember the Sinister Six being Dr. Octavius, Electro, the Rhino, Sandman. Who else did I remember? I remember Craven. But Craven would go back and forth because he'd be all for it. And then, because he had like mood swings. He did something to himself and he'd be really bad sometimes. And then other times he helped out Spider-Man. Like when the whole thing with when Spider-Man continued to mutate and turn into an actual spider, and they were trying to help him find the cure. I remember there was a whole thing with like the X-Men and him going to Craven and Morbius, and I forget who it was. Somebody helped him, and they were very like, this man's down and whatnot, so they didn't look at his face or anything. So I don't know. They could just be setting it up for something different, which is probably what we need.
Because they wanted to do their own Spider-Verse, and that was, they were going to concentrate on, because they don't really own any other characters besides Spider-Man, so they were going to concentrate on the villains and create a universe out of the villains, which I thought was kind of stupid, but whatever.
Well, I mean, at the same time,
I'll watch it.
Like I said, people don't know a lot of these villains. They know the heroes, they know that they team up, but a lot of them don't have any backstory for some of these villains, and I think we need it if we want to do deeper things like the Sinister Six. Like, to me, that makes sense. Yeah. Give them a better backstory for them to have a better reason to go after it. Like, so far, have we been disappointed with any of the newest Spider-Man movies? Have we?
The first one I didn't really think was great. It was okay.
Okay.
Second one was a lot better. Mm-hmm. But nothing can touch that Spider-Man 2 with I forget the guy who played Dr. Octopus, but
Dr. Octavius.
Yeah, I don't remember the actor who played him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, nothing can match that movie. And of course, the less said about Spider-Man 3, the better.
Yeah,
but
let's not touch that.
Spider-Man 1 was pretty good, and
But you gotta also think they had such a good outcome from Venom.
Yeah,
so
a lot of people didn't like Venom.
I love Venom.
A lot of comic book fans didn't like it.
I liked Venom.
I liked it too, but I wasn't really attached to the characters like a lot of people are.
Yeah, I mean, my thing was honestly, Venom. Just the Sinuate being himself, he reminded me of a puppy, and I really liked him. He has that child puppy like mentality, like I'm gonna eat him. No, don't eat him. Oh, yeah. Don't do it. Why? No, he's good. Don't eat him. Like, to me, I love that because that gave him he had characteristic. He had some character. When beforehand it was, I'm just going to destroy the world and just take control of somebody and then just going off of them. I never really cared for that.
Yeah. Now,
when the whole conflict when Spider-Man had Venom, that was, to me, was very intense. I really liked that. But that was the thing. Is like, you don't know all about Venom and you only know so much, and it only made so much sense. Like, oh, okay, it's from space. But the whole setup of the movie, I really enjoyed because it actually gave him a character.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get why people didn't care for it. They're like, oh, this is not what it's like. We don't know. I was like, you don't know, and I just like the fact that he actually became a character.
Yeah.
And I like that. And so I think what we're trying to do now is add character to these villains so that you get attached to the villain. So then you're like, I know why he's doing this, even though it's morally wrong. I know why he's doing this. A lot of people, if they have that conflict and they see it, they love that. Like, I love it. I love it when you can see that mental, like.
Let me ask you something, man.
Okay.
Did you like Joker, the movie?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
I actually was gonna watch it today.
Man.
I was actually gonna watch it today. I really like
because
I've been struggling not to watch it because I wanted to watch it with my boyfriend, and I wanted us to watch it together. Yeah, he hasn't been home.
If you want to see them give motivation to a character and backstory, that's the movie. And of course, I didn't think he was anything like the Joker. I thought he was more like a mental patient. Mm-hmm. But my review is on the site if anybody would like to know what I think.
I'm gonna watch it, and I've heard a lot of good things, and it was.
I didn't like it, but you might like it.
I mean, but that's the thing. I'm not super attached to characters in DC. I'm more attached to Marvel, like I had said.
Because a lot of people did like it. I mean, it made $1 billion.
And it was nominated for a lot of stuff at the Oscars.
is gonna win. I mean, it was good acting, but like I said, I didn't think it was. I didn't think he was Joker. Not the Joker that I've known and loved.
What Joker?
And he is a character I am attached to, though.
Okay, what Joker do you love though?
I like the Joker who's an evil genius who has always has an elaborate plan that's one step ahead of Batman. He was not that guy. He was just a loser in the movie. He was a loser.
Now my question is,
he's a guy, and he could not talk to women. He didn't have he didn't have any charm, because you know Joker, as crazy as he is, he has a little bit of charm.
Yeah, but he didn't.
You know, he seduced.
He didn't have that until after he snapped, though.
Yeah, but you'll see what I'm talking about when you see the movie. There's no charisma in the portrayal. In Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal, there was no charisma to the character. He wasn't even funny. That was another thing I had a problem with. He wasn't funny. Joker's supposed to be a little bit funny.
From something that I read, somebody compared all the Jokers to like them getting into drugs and them getting into problems, and this is a man that's just dealing with every day.
He's just a mental patient. He has no. They just did Taxi Driver pretty much and slapped Joker on it.
Okay.
And the director's actually admitted that. He said he wanted to remake Taxi Driver, and he knew the only way to sell it was to put Joker, because
Okay.
And you can tell they're copying Taxi Driver because like it's set in like the 70s, so it's like I don't know. I didn't like it. Let's move on. I want to get your. Have you seen this about the Rise of the Resistance ride?
I haven't, because
I haven't watched this either. I watched a little bit of it on other sites, but I haven't seen this actual. This is 9 minutes.
I mean, I know I had a few friends who went down and rode it, and they loved it.
So, I know you love Disney World, so
I can point out a lot of stuff just looking at this picture.
Okay.
Order to the terminal list, then head down to the escape pod base. Those droids are programmed to return to Spot 2. Hurry and don't get caught. Get the hell out of here. Recruits, for your safety, stay seated with seatbelts securely fastened. Keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport and supervise your children. Tell them it's a prisoner transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on. There's a clear path to the terminal lifts at the end of the hallway. Turn right. Good. You're lucky it didn't spot you. Take those terminal lifts and stay out of trouble. Hey, you're not authorized. Wait. Go to the president. Your operation is actually moderation. Try to find another way down to the escape pods.
The resistance will shoot to escape prisoners.
They have neither the resources nor the courage to engage us.
You underestimate their conviction. Break the shields.
Shields? I see no evidence now.
Stop, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless. There is nowhere to run.
came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck. Alright, nice job, recruits. Now we sign on for it, but hey, your assistants now. I think I have that authority. Where's the lieutenant? I need eyes on deck. Line up, Stopper's call beacon. Lieutenant back there. I should hope so. Great job, recruits. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the resistance base is secure. Bravo. Yes, R5, you too. Okay, take this corridor to the turbo list, then head down to the escape pod base. Those droids are programmed to return you to Batu. Hurry and don't get caught. Lieutenant Meghan Markle, recruits.
For your safety, stay seated with seatbelts securely fastened. Keep hands, arms, on you. Take those turbo lifts and stay out of trouble.
Did it start off?
Yeah, I think it's just a closer view of it.
So what did you think?
I like it.
I didn't know they were going to show the whole freaking ride. I guess it was long enough to...
Yeah, and
I should've expected
it
that.
has two sides, so
Yeah.
you can experience a different side each
They
time.
do immersion, like Disney does immersion like nobody else. And I also noted that there was no... the little rides were not on rails. Which is kind of unusual
They're
for them.
they're computerized, so on the floor, if you notice,
They had the little metal...
it's not even a metal, it's literally like a sticker
Yeah.
that they just follow.
What's to keep somebody from jumping out, though, I'm wondering? Are you locked in to the thing?
No, you're sitting down, the door is up. If you get out, the ride would sense it, and it would automatically stop everything.
Yeah, you know that from being behind the scenes. Okay, that's interesting, though. Wow. I would love just to walk around that little set. Man, that
Looks fun. I was so distracted. There's so much going on. I'm like, whoo!
And when they fly, see, you can't, I don't think you can get the sense of the scale. Like, I know
that looks huge.
when they like fly out into space, I'm wondering if like does the cart shake or something?
It looked like it because the second time it went through, where the camera was angled,
Yeah.
if you watch the droid in front, it was shaking. So when they were dropping down, it was going, oh
my God. Because I've seen, I've been on rides where they had those projection screens. You feel like you're freaking flying.
Did you do the Avatar one?
No.
Oh my God.
I did one at Universal Studios.
Oh, no.
Have you done the Harry Potter ride?
I'm not super big on Harry
I had an iPad that was holding during the ride. I thought I was going, and I'm sure there was no danger of me driving. I felt like at one point you're leaning forward.
No.
And it feels like you're gonna drop.
I'm very serious. If you haven't gone to Animal Kingdom, and I think it's called the Rite of Passage, oh my God. You think that was great? You're riding one of the little dragon things.
Oh, yeah?
And literally, like, I thought we were about to go down to, like, a roller coaster. My heart stopped. And I was like this.
Yeah.
And you're sitting on what, it's like a bike.
Yeah.
And they have you strapped in. And then you just face this screen that I can't even compare the size of it. Like, you know, a movie screen, how big those are? Mm-hmm. It was like 3 times the size. And literally, like, as we moved, the whole thing moved. Oh, my God. Like, that ride was awesome.
So, does this Star Wars part, it's its own part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're saying Avatar is part of Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. This one is Hollywood Studios.
Oh, Hollywood Studios. Okay.
It's going to be Hollywood Studios.
Oh, all right. That's what I meant. Oh, wow.
And honestly, just watching it,
that's just one ride.
Yeah.
So far.
So, did you ever ride the original one?
The original what?
The original Star Wars ride?
Mm-mm. They have another one?
It was the first one.
Mm-mm.
You were part of the...
I
gotta school you. Okay, so The first one is you're on a ship, and it's supposed to be just like a passenger ship. You're just supposed to be cruising through the galaxy. Well, you happen to have someone from the Resistance on your ship. So Darth Vader comes and tries to stop your ship, and you keep jumping through other planets. And so you go through almost all the planets that were in any of the movies. And you're riding through trying to escape, and you're wearing 3D glasses, and it's a big screen, and you have either C-3PO or you have R2-D2 in the cockpit with you, and they're directing you on what to do and where to go. And you're pretty much in this room that's on a bunch of like springs, and it just jerks you the same way of like however the ship's going, and you feel it. And I mean, that one was I always enjoyed that one because it was a different. I think they had, I want to say 4 different scenarios. And there could be more. I don't remember 4.
Oh, man.
That one was always good.
Is it still open?
Yeah.
Right?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Okay. Well, I want to go this year. I have to talk to my wife about it.
Hey, no. Prices have dropped.
They have?
They did.
They don't want to, like my daughter don't want to go.
Kick her butt, make her go.
She wants to go. She thinks she's too old for it now.
No. I'm almost 30. I still go.
That's what I tell her. She's never been though.
Then what? She just has no idea. Okay,
that's what I keep telling her.
I tell her, okay, this is what I would tell her. I understand there's going to be some kiddie rides. That's most of Magic Kingdom.
That's Magic Kingdom, yeah.
Magic Kingdom is for the kids. It really is.
We would start with Animal Kingdom. That's my favorite theme park.
Animal Kingdom is so much better than what it used to be. I remember when I first went, or at least what I remember, Animal Kingdom was great. But then after a while, I was like, it was just eh. Then they brought Mount Everest in. They brought in. God. Okay. So funny.
You go backwards.
Funny story. So not last year, it was the year before. I took my boyfriend. Took him up Mount Everest. We had fast passes. I didn't tell him it was a roller coaster. He doesn't like roller coasters. He doesn't like heights.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, and what I found out,
you talking about Daniel?
I'm talking about Daniel.
Okay. I'm gonna make fun.
No.
I got something in my back pocket now.
No, you can't. Because this is what I found out. And I only found this out, like, as this was happening. And when we went to Carowinds at one point.
Yeah.
He doesn't like man-made structures that are high.
Okay.
Like a building, okay. But, like, a ladder or like a tree house or a roller coaster, he doesn't do. And I didn't know this. So when I found out and we were going to Disney World, I wouldn't tell him when we were going on a roller coaster. I was like, it's going to be a fun ride. You'll like this. And eventually you hear screaming. What's that? What? And they're just enjoying it. Now, I gotta show you this one picture. I gotta show you because it is amazing. This is when I didn't tell him about Mount Everest. They strap us in. He goes, I was like, it's a short ride. It's like, it's not long. It's not bad. I snapped a picture because you know how that last drop after you meet the Yeti, it always takes a picture.
Yeah.
I gotta show you. It is one of my favorite pictures. It's amazing. We can't tell him I did this. We can't tell him.
Well, he might watch. It's gonna be in the
video. He's only watched like half of these. He hasn't watched all of them.
Okay.
So I think we're okay. You just can't tell him I showed you. You can't tell him I showed you the picture. You can pick on him about the heights, but you can't get on to him about the picture. The picture's amazing. I'm gonna find it. Mind you, this is 2 years ago. I'm going through pictures. I have it saved. And mind you, this was the first ride we did of the day.
Okay.
He was mad at me the rest of the day. He was very mad at me. I'm sorry. I'm just remembering the situation that happened.
And while she's looking for that, check out our new channel, Power Up.
Ooh.
It's our new gaming channel. Don't have a lot of videos up yet. I think we have most of these videos are on my main channel, but go check it out.
Your
Power
main
Up.
channel.
Can I show this on?
Yeah, you can show show it if it shows up. I can send it to you if you want to put it up later. If it doesn't show.
Let me see.
No, there's a scroll to the right. I think there's a close up.
Okay.
Mind you, he is holding on for dear life, and he's like just holding. He said he closed his eyes majority of the time.
Yeah, he looks terrified.
Oh, you should have seen the Space Mountain one. Space Mountain was great too. Yeah, I found out he doesn't like heights, and I like roller coasters for the adrenaline. He does.
Yeah, that's obvious.
He's gonna be mad at me.
All right, we got to wrap this thing up. We're going way
still
over
going.
an hour at this point. But got a lot of cool things coming out this year.
I can't wait.
And now I got to go back to Disney World.
I'm gonna go see Dr. Dolittle.
Oh yeah, that coming out this
I
Friday.
know. I'm so excited. You want to know why?
Why?
There's a sugar glider in it.
Oh, that's right. We saw the trailer.
I have 2 sugar gliders, and I'm very upset. The trailer only shows the picture of him, and then the second one that I saw, he just kind of drops onto his head and goes, shh, and that's it. They haven't said anything else. I want more.
Well, I think me and Curtis are going to be doing Bad Boys 3.
Oh, you do Bad Boys 3. I'm going to go see Dr. Dolittle. I don't care about Bad Boys 3. I want Dr.
I might change
Dolittle.
my mind. I don't know. We'll see.
That's on you. I can do Dr. Dolittle all by myself. We'll go.
All right, well, that's all I got for today, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when my next video drops. And I'd like to thank Eve once again. And we will see you when we see you. Thanks for watching.